Paul asks, we get like 5 views in our video, 3 of them being from us. How do very new and small channels gain a following when people don't interact?
Paul, nice ratio on your viewership, because for Wine Library TV I had a similar thing, and it was my grandma and mom, so I know that world. The reason I was able to build up my channel back in the day, and now as well, though I have a bigger base now and you can argue with that, is the quality of the output, right? I mean, at the end of the day, how are you gonna find traction? There's 2 ways. 1, you can put out great content. That's what I do. 2, and I don't know if that's what you do, maybe you stink, so we need to talk about that. 2, you need to biz dev. Show this man, right? So, I've done all my biz dev my entire career, but I'm getting stretched so thin. So Alex DS is gonna come in and start doing biz dev. So when I see something from a tweet from one of you and you wanna distribute this content on your page, that used to go into my inbox and it would disappear. Or the new winelibrary.com and there's wine content there and I wanna get that distributed because you have a food blog and you'd hit me up on Twitter, that would get passed on, but now he can capture that and biz dev. So it's about biz dev. You now don't have anybody talking about you because you have 5 views and all those things, but you need to biz dev in reverse. I've been lucky enough to have a 20-year, well-executed, successful career, so it comes to me. I deserve it. It's capitalism. You have not done that yet, but you will, hopefully. I want you to. I want to look back at this video and be excited that you did. When I didn't have that, I had to biz dev. When Wine Library was Shoppers Discount Liquors and nobody gave a crap, I walked around the neighborhood and knocked on restaurant doors and said, can you put these flyers on your counter for a 20% off coupon by the case of wine? I hustled. You, my friend, need to hustle. Number 1, the variable is your creative. No matter how much you hustle and sell and put out flyers, Steve, and put out flyers, podcast listeners, that was Steve playing something in the background. I apologize. He just doesn't have any manners. No matter how, I was on a big point too, Steve. No matter how hard I hustled and put out flyers and made it happen, when people came to Wine Library, if we didn't have a good selection, if we didn't get good prices, if we didn't have good customer service, we lost. So the 2 variables are, can you biz dev? Can you make it happen? Are you willing to hustle? Do you realize that we can't be romantic, that we're just gonna put out an awesome show and it's all gonna work out? Bullshit. What needs to happen is you have to put out an awesome show and then hustle your face off 15 hours a day to get people to care. That's very different than spamming people. That's very different than going to Twitter and be like, watch our show, watch our show, watch our show. Even in a world where you don't have a huge audience, you have a way to bring value to somebody. If you can figure out how to do that and then leverage that value for them to give you what you want, which is exposure, you will win. It blows my mind how many people email me every single day saying, Gary, can you tweet about my show? In a world where I'm such a hustler and such a biz dev guy and such a wanter to give to like people on the rise, and none of them ask what they can do for me or do something for me. Like, where's that video? Where's your video show saying, hey, we want to do like 5 custom GaryVee videos in our world. We'll give them to you. You can use them as assets, and then maybe you can give us some love. No, because people think about themselves and how do I get views? And what the whole world is predicated on when you're doing biz dev is, can I give that person 51% of the value of the situation? Because if I do, then they'll say yes, and then I can get 49% of the value. And that's what I do day in and day out and day in and day out. And that's why I continue to win in a world where people want 100% of the value. You wanted this question answered because you wanted the answer, and you were hoping that you could get on this show and get the exposure, right, for your channel. And you know what? I'm gonna be a good guy. D-Rock, link it up. There it is. Can't you do stuff within the YouTube world? There you go. You got some views. Now, bring some value. Oh crap, wait, subscribe! I need subscriptions because I can't push this many right hooks in social, so subscribe!